We have our best offer yet on poodlecfb.com right now until the launch of CFB 26. If you use code LAUNCH with a capital L, you will get $50 off the annual plan. And if you're into the monthly plan, if you use code LAUNCH 2025 capital L, you will get $5 off the monthly plan. Guys, these discounts are recurring. So the beauty of this is if you lock yourself in now, you'll have it for the remainder of CFB 25 and CFB 26 and beyond that. So make sure to sign up right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Poodle back with another CFB 25 video. And in today's video, I'm going to go over what you need to be doing to prepare for college football 26. Now, before we get into the video, guys, we have a somewhat secret code going over on poodlecfb.com. As you may have seen last video, last week I ran a Father's Day sale over on Twitter, and I realized that I kind of only had it on Twitter and majority of my base is over on YouTube. So a lot of you probably missed out or didn't hear about it. So I wanted to make sure that I got it over to you guys as well. Code Father's Day, capital F, capital D, gets you $60 off the annual plan, while code Father's Day, capital F, capital D 2025 gets you $6 off the monthly plan. That is the best deal to date on poodlecfb.com. Like I said last time, I'll let it run 48 hours from the launch of this video, so take advantage and then it's gone for good. This is the best deal that's ever been on poodlecfb.com. It's nearing half off at this point, and the best part is that it's a recurring discount. You are grandfathered in for the lifetime of your membership. If you lock it in today, you have for the rest of 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and so on. So make sure you lock it in, start learning the calculators, the tips, the spreadsheets, and get prepared because we're gonna be launching content day one, week one, month one, like crazy. You're not gonna want to miss. You're gonna dominate your dynasty. Lock yourself in now. You won't regret it. Let's get into it. So something that I'm doing right now, and I think this is really important for you guys, is studying pipelines. Pipelines are going to play a much larger role in next year's game. Now, how does this year's game impact you for next year's game, and how can you utilize this? Well, that's simple. The pipelines are going to be relatively the same, right? Like Stanford has the California pipeline, Syracuse has the Pennsylvania, upstate New York pipeline, Florida has Florida, LSU has Eastern Texas, Louisiana. All of those things probably remain true, but more importantly, remember, they did update pipelines. Pipelines now impact how much it costs to do visits, and you have a much bigger advantage with local recruits than you did in last year's game, especially on the visit market. So what I'm doing, and this is for a few things, right? Let's say you're in a league where you pick the best teams. Now there's a tier as of best teams because some best teams have better pipeline than others. For instance, Oregon may be less attractive than an SEC team because SEC teams can now go over all those top recruits in the area, and they get the bonus visit points, or lack thereof, right? Paying less points for visits and all the bonuses of local recruits. Being a school that's further away from major pipelines may actually be a problem now if you're trying to utilize a new pipeline system. So that's one thing. So what I recommend doing, especially whether you're a good team or if you're a small team, right? Also keep that in mind. If you're a small team, this may be a way to get like an edge. For instance, let's say you're doing an all one-star league. Some people are choosing someone up in Wisconsin. Someone's choosing a team in Iowa because those are all your favorite teams. But you do UTSA and get like that Texas pipeline, or like Southern Georgia or Cal. Like you're doing like smaller schools and you're picking or local Florida college. Remember, doing that will allow you to get a head start on pipeline boost, which while the 5-star teams would out recruit you, if everyone's going 1-stars, you're only dealing with 1-star type users and you'll get a huge head start. And as you guys know, head starts in dynasty mode are quite honestly the biggest advantage you could ever have. This game is played in cycles of 4 years, and if you have a first 4 years that take a while to build up, you're not focused on the second 4 years. If you have a great start on everyone else, it's going to pay dividends. So what I would be recommend doing on this game is looking through all the teams, looking at their pipelines, starting to build the list of, if you have a league where you do big teams, start building lists of like the top 5 big teams that have the most advantageous pipelines. I'd also make a list of the bottom 5, and when you see that one guy in your league who's like, I'm going to Oregon or I'm going to this other school, and you see how that's going to hurt them, it's great for you to understand like, okay, that guy's at a disadvantage, this guy's at an advantage, and it's great for you. And then do that with the small schools too, because you could really find some hidden gems. Of course, guys, over on poodlecfb.com, we do have our master spreadsheet that actually lays out every pipeline for every team and their rank 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you want to save all the time, head on over there. Like I said, we have the best sale of the year. If you do purchase that, you will have every spreadsheet, every pipeline, everything ranked and laid out, and they're actually laid out in like if they're rank 1 school, 2 school, 3 school based on pipeline. So right then and there, if you see like a small school in the top 50 of the entire game, you know that that's going to be a gem for next year. So again, take advantage of the pre-sale. But let's keep moving on, guys. The next thing is going to be dynamic deal breakers. How does this impact next year? Look at the deal breakers we currently have and understand that when you go into this next year, you're going to have to keep that in mind. Now, the reason I'm saying how to do this to prepare is because when you start your dynasties, a lot of people start day one. I know so many leagues, like mine specifically here, that started like the first day of the game launch and ran basically throughout the entire year. So you need to know these things now, so when you get to day one and you launch, you don't have to wait for videos to come out. So with dynamic deal breakers and with deal breakers in general, hopefully you guys know that at this point in the year, players do have deal breakers. You can look at them on the bottom right there. Unfortunately, I am covering it, but you guys should know them already. Now, when you get into this next game, I would recommend, highly recommend, you do some testing on the deal breakers right away, because that's going to play a big role in your first recruiting class. If they allow you to see the dynamic deal breakers ahead of time, or you learn the patterns of them, it could really impact the way you recruit. Let's say all 5 stars and 4 stars, like I said, get dynamic deal breakers, or it's every player, whatever it is. If you know that all 5 stars and 4 stars get it, maybe you don't over recruit 4 stars early on if you're not going for elite recruiter, or maybe you don't over recruit something fully knowing that that's the case, and you end up losing a lot of guys. Maybe if you see how it impacts you, you try to buy a new coach package that does impact and like retains dynamic deal breakers. I recommend you do like very quick testing on that, because it's going to, again, you play in years of 4. So if you do start a new dynasty right away and you mess up the whole dynamic deal breaker thing right off rip, you may be losing roster after roster very quickly, and you're going to set yourself back. And again, that is so important to take advantage of your first 4 seasons, because again, this game is played in cycles. I've seen it too many times. A team that gets off to a bad start isn't relevant until year 8. A team that gets off to a hot 1 to 3 year start is elite by year 4, and that is how it's going to work. And then you kind of set that pipeline. The next thing, and this is so important, again, why I'm making this today, is because you guys are going to start your leagues before you watch any videos. Unfortunately, a lot of leagues are going to rush into this. They're going to be super hype. Custom coach. I know what they said. All the current coaches, or a lot of the current coaches, will be in there, and that's problematic, because a lot of you may be like, I'm going to take him. That sounds so cool. They're going to have preset coaching builds. Now, some of them may have cool builds that are pretty set up right away, but I learned my mistake this year, starting with the coach that LSU came with. I was like, oh, it's going to give me such a huge advantage. Yeah, it gave me an advantage for like 1 season, and then everyone kind of built their coaches up to what they wanted, and you kind of learn that these level 40 coaches are problematic, because half the stuff they buy you don't want, half the stuff they buy you kind of want. You know what I mean? Like, so really, this coach to me is only a level 15 or 20 coach, and what I mean by that is they only bought about 15 levels worth of things I actually wanted. The other 25 levels are fluff of things I didn't want. So it's basically level 15 coach. So by just going ahead and making a custom coach and getting to level 15 or 20, you essentially can match yourself to everything these coaches have, minus CEO and some program builder stuff that some of them will come baked in with, kind of like Herbie did, or I believe it was the Clemson coach. So what you need to be doing here is planning to make a custom coach. And I'm going to be dropping my best coach build video probably day 1. If you can just hold off till then, I'm going to do extensive testing on the game all day. I'm going to kind of build out what we had before, change up some points, redo the math, and get you something close enough that you can rock with the rest of the year. But that's going to be so important that you do some of your testing on that too. The coach thing, do not fall for the current coaches unless there's something astronomically insane about them that no one else can get. Make sure you start your custom coach from day 1. It's better to sacrifice. I don't even say sacrifice. It's better to just start off slow that first 6 months, especially with the slower school, first 6 months, the first half a year of a season, than it is to then get to like year 4. Everyone else has level 50 custom coaches, and you're at a level 50 maxed out coach with bad packages, and now you essentially want to retire. And now instead of wasting 1 year, you wasted 5, and then you got to go back and restart. And now you don't have a coach that's built up to 11. That's if your league even allows it. So make sure you start a custom coach. Next thing, when you get into recruiting in this new dynasty, do not do, especially if you're a newer player or you've been using other strategies, make sure when you're recruiting, you use your max hours always. For all you guys who've seen those screenshots, you guys have seen the screenshots, you know what I'm talking about, and how this game works with certain hours. You're going to have your 50 hours, and that's all you're going to have for quite a bit. So, make sure when you're recruiting, you use all 50 of those hours. I've seen too many people do the whole 30-20 split. Don't. You need to dominate right out the gate. I cannot stress this enough. Again, those first 4 years are so important. If you start those first 4 years doing the whole split, trying to get a guy here, trying to kind of like be greedy, no. Go all in on the 5s, the 4s, the 3s, whatever you can get your hands on with whatever size dynasty you choose to start, whether it's small or big. Go all in on your recruits. I cannot stress that enough, especially when you only have 50. You're going to want to do that. Remember, everyone's going to be stuck at 50. No one's going to know all the coaching packages yet. It's going to be kind of how it was this year when the first 2-3 seasons, everyone kind of had base level coaches trying to figure it out. It's going to be kind of similar, although people will be a little bit more on a head start now, especially if you follow our channel and you're in our community. But be prepared to send all 50 always. And honestly, you can get a little more recruits out of that, because when you have 80 hours, it was like you had to cut down on recruits. With 50, you're going to be able to go after a lot more. But make sure you're going all in. Do not split your hours. Again, these are day 1 dynasty tips. This honestly might be my most important one of the video. Save your coaching points. Why? The first season or 2, and I always do this, save your coaching points, especially for the new game. I saw so many people this year get their first 10 points, and they were just like, I saw it. I saw this with my own eyes. They got their first 10 points, like, oh my god, I get a boost to throw the run. Okay, I'll buy that. All right, it's only 15 points. I'm getting 100 at least this first season. Then they go to strategist, and they're like, boost complimentary visits. Oh, that one sounds really good. I'm gonna buy that too. Talent developer, quarterback transfers are more interested. oh my god, when we're gonna get to the transport, I need that. They bought that. You end up wasting all these points everywhere. Then end of the season comes, right? The first weeks of the game. Then you start seeing these ideal coach builds, the best packages. Then you see a video saying Portal King doesn't work. It's been tested. Our Discord community tests out strategists. It turns out you don't get any extra boost or complimentary visits. It's actually a broken ability. Then we test this one down here and we find out that the extra interest for starting interest on tier 4 doesn't really work that well. And you're like, well, damn, I wasted my points. Can I respec? You can't respec. Can I restart? Your league doesn't allow retirements and restarts. Or even if they do, you got to restart. Save your coaching points. What I would do that first season specifically, when you get in here, is basically look and just watch, monitor that first, at least the first week of the game. Start racking up points. Say your league advances every 48 hours. That's like only 4 weeks with recruiting everything. Wait that, don't spend a single point unless you're absolutely sure, but I recommend don't spend any points. Just save up the points that first season. You're not going to have your coach build up enough to really make a difference anyways. You're not going to have enough packages. You're basically just waiting to the next season to finally get those good packages. Wait, save your points, build up like 100, 150 in this first season or two. That'll give you like 2, 3, 4 weeks. Wait for the ideal coach videos to drop. Like I said, I'm going to drop one day one. Wait for the video that I make where I go over the best ability. Wait till my Discord community cracks the fact that that one ability doesn't work. Wait till we find out that one CEO package is actually super worth it. And you should save. And also remember that too. Some people went through spending, and then when they finally realized, like CEO, when by the time you get there, you're out of points. You're out of points. You don't have enough levels to do it. Just wait. Save your coaching points right off rip. Let everyone else start spending, and you wait and you build that ideal coach build in your first go around. That is so important. And last but not least, guys, run as many test dynasties as you can before your first dynasty. If you know your league that Thursday or whatever day it is starting their league at like 3 o'clock, and remember, and like they're giving you 24 hours to choose your team, you're going through a selection process, start as many test dynasties as you can. First thing I would do is speed run simulate like a 10 season one, or 4, and then 8, and then 10. See how players progress. Quarterbacks are going up slow. Dynamic deal breakers. How many players do I lose in the portal? Oh, this is the max level. How long does it take to get to X level? How long does it take to do X thing? Hold up. How does the coaching contract work? How do coaching points work? Am I gaining them quicker or slower? Does the setting impact things? Go play around with the settings. Test a lot of different things, because if you find out right now, like, okay, the transfer portal is kind of loaded, those dynamic deal breakers are crazy, I need to be very careful and vigilant, then you know season 1 or 2 to really take it very seriously when you see a player leaving versus this year when they just kind of seem like they never left. Or vice versa, you see it doesn't do anything and it's kind of a broken feature. You don't have to worry about that too much. Pay attention to all those things. Test the visit with the local pipelines. How much is it a hindrance to be Oregon trying to get into the SEC pipeline versus being an SEC now and doing the vice versa? Even with a bad team, do bad team versus big team. There's so many things you could test like very quickly and get a good basis, and then plus the videos we're going to create, you're going to be well-rounded enough to dominate your dynasty, guys. That is it. These are all the things I think you need to know. I may make another one of these or two if I think of some more ideas or some more really useful tips that I think you need to do day one. This is so important. Don't make these mistakes. Be prepared to dominate your day one dynasties. Like I said, CFB 26 is going to be a huge launch. I know people are going to be super excited, and they're going to just be itching to start and kick off. Like, come on, pick your team. Let's start. Especially because it's not like Madden, where I feel like in Madden the game has started kind of broken, and you always got to wait a week or two for like that first patch, and you got to wait to make sure the game's not broken, your dynasty, your franchise doesn't get deleted. Dynasty kicked off without a hitch last year. They were doing live updates all the time throughout your dynasty. I feel like people are they're going to feel safe, and they're going to just start. But that's about it, guys. Don't miss out on the biggest pre-sale of the year, Code Launch or Code Launch 2025. The first one gets you $50 off the annual plan. The second one gets you $5 off the monthly plan. Recurring grandfathered in discount. Lock yourself in for the best sale of the year. You'll basically lock your account in forever for as long as you're a member. And of course, guys, get prepared. We're under 4 weeks to launch. Don't miss out on the biggest deal of the year. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.